On today's Toy Spot, we'll be having a look at the Neca Rocky figures. We're going to be having a look at Rocky Balboa. This Rocky Balboa is depicted from, I guess, Rocky 1 or possibly Rocky 2. On the front, though, it says Rocky, so I'm just going to assume it's the first one. Down below, we've got a picture of the original, one of the original Rocky posters. It says his whole life was 1,000,000 to 1 shot. On the back of the package, the read-up says Rocky is a Philadelphia club fighter who seems to be going nowhere. But when a stroke of fate puts him in the ring with the world heavyweight champion, Rocky knows that it's his one shot at the big time. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go the distance and come out a winner. Celebrate 35 years of the phenomenally successful Rocky saga with this brand new collection of movie-accurate action figures of the Italian Stallion and his infamous opponents. So I guess this would be Rocky from Rocky 1. Other figures you can get from Series 1, we've got a beaten up Rocky. Boy, he's seen better days. We've got Ivan Drago, which actually Spot just watched, well, based on when I'm shooting this review, I just watched last night. Ivan Drago. Certainly would leave if you ever wanted to customize a movie He-Man, that would be the time to do it, or what's his name from Universal Soldier. I was gonna say Luke Devereaux, but that wasn't Luke Devereaux. And also Rocky Balboa from, I guess, Rocky 2, Rocky 3. Doesn't really even say what movies they're from, but he's got the striped pants by that point. What I am going to do is I'm going to take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and we are going to get a better look at Rocky Balboa. Certainly more on the way, guys. Stay tuned. Andrew Scott. That would have been the character from Universal Soldier, and nobody cares by this point. They just want to see Rocky out of package, which we have right now. You know, I have a confession to make. When I was originally looking at the figure in package, I kind of thought to myself, it's not a bad figure, but I don't think it looks like Rocky Balboa. Coincidentally enough, now that I got him out of package and I'm looking at the figure, it's not bad. It is not bad at all. It seems like it still could be just a little off, but I think more of my recent memories of Rocky is Rocky being a little bit older, a little more chiseled. The much younger Rocky wasn't so much. All things considered, though, I think it's still a really good face sculpt of Schwarzenegger, of Sylvester Stallone. You can see that they've kind of put a bit of 3 o'clock shadow, 5 o'clock shadow. Some of us, our shadows come a little later into the day. Spot's shadow usually comes right around 8 in the morning. I have an 8 in the morning shadow. Facial hair grows really quick. The sculpt on the hair, though, is really nice. Detail on the hair there. We zoom the camera back a bit. One thing I like, and I assume it was deliberate, I like the fact that they put a sheen on the plastic here, so it actually gives Rocky the look of either sweat, like he's all sweat up, he's sweated up. Got a little bit of hair going on there too. The one thing I also like too about the figure is that the plastic isn't smooth. There's a little bit of texture going on to this body that it kind of looks like it's real skin. Not literally. Oh, what's going on outside? Something's going down. Something is going down. If I wasn't busy in front of the camera right now, I would totally be snooping outside, seeing what's going on. I think the paint on the gloves is really, really clean. And really, as a whole, something's definitely going on outside. Oh, now we got fire trucks going on there. don't worry, I'm sure Spot's life isn't in danger. You can see all the detail work in the gloves. Let's zoom in so you guys can actually understand what I'm talking about here. Right there. Detail work on the gloves. I was going to say before the siren interrupted that the paint, for the most part, is really, really clean. I don't really see a lot of parts where maybe a little bit in the sock, but he could have dirty socks, so let's not assume that that is the case. But the paint is really, really clean on Rocky here. In the way of Rocky's articulation, he has a ball-jointed head. You can move the head down, left and right. Not so much up, though, likely due to the way that the hair is as far down as it is. Probably not going to be able to move the head any further back. His shoulders are on a pin and socket. He surprisingly has no joint or anything in the upper bicep area, but he does have a rotation and a hinge in his elbow. You can rotate his arm all the way around and in and out. A rotation in the glove. He has an upper torso, right here, an upper torso ball joint. He has no waist articulation, from the looks of it at least. His legs are on a hinge as well, or a swivel. His knees are also on that same swivel. They can also bend. I also want to say too, I think Neca lately has been doing a really good job of hiding joints. Case in point, let's zoom in. I'll just show you this guys quickly. Case in point, see where they put the kneecap? They put the kneecap at the top piece of the leg, but then they put the hinge. They put the hinge underneath the knee so that even when you bend the knee, it still looks like a kneecap. It doesn't look like there's just a big line going across his leg. He also does have a rotation in the foot. The foot is also hinged, and nothing really from this point down, but it still rotates in the knee, so you don't really need anything more than that. The question is, the question is, can you still get him in pretty good poses? You can, but then the problem is really, he doesn't stand very well. And I think the Review Revolution mentioned this as well when he did his review of this figure, that for the fact that you get no accessories aside from just Rocky Balboa here, it would have been nice if they had actually come with a stand. I mean, stand to me is common practice. It comes really with every figure nowadays. A stand that actually would have said the movie that this figure would have been coming from, that would have been really, really nice. Sadly, though, we haven't gotten that. We're just getting the standard Rocky figure. This was the only figure that I was able to find. I actually picked this up at Toys R Us. I didn't find the banged up Rocky. A point I could make, though, the fact that you have the variant head, they could have easily just packaged the exact same figure, which I think also is something Review Revolution mentioned. They could have packaged the exact same figure just with the two different heads, and I would have been fine with that. Still, all things considered, it's a really solid figure. Paint's really good. The sculpt is warming up to me now. I didn't like the head sculpt as much before, but I think the more I look at it, the more I definitely think it looks like Sylvester Stallone. Just obviously a younger Sylvester Stallone. Paint, though, is clean. Good amount of articulation to it. I think Rocky here I'm going to give an 8.5 to. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Neca Rocky figures. We're looking today at Rocky Balboa. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.